We are at the forefront of local democracy, where the future of Charleston is being shaped. Today, we have the privilege of sitting down with one of the 6 individuals who have stepped up to the plate. Let's welcome back attorney, law professor, and Charleston City mayoral candidate, Debra Gammons. Debra, thank you for joining me today.
Thanks for having me. I'm super excited.
So I want to talk a little bit about you and who you are. I know that you are Low Country, born and raised.
Yes.
Just tell me about Debra.
Yes. I was born here, grew up here. My mother, my grandmother, everybody on my mother's side is from the Low Country, so I'm super excited to represent them. I stand on their shoulders. I went to Somerville High School, was a cheerleader for the Great Green Waves, and I went to undergraduate school at the College of Charleston, and then law school at Carolina.
Look at that.
Yes.
Stayed in the Carolinas.
Yes.
And so you have over 30 years of experience as an attorney. How do you feel like that will directly help you if you become mayor of Charleston?
Yes, it's hard to believe it's been 30 years since graduation from law school. But in those 30 years, I've served as a prosecutor, as defense attorney. I've represented the plaintiffs. I represented defendants, government, private entities. So that experience prepares me and has prepared me to be a mayor, to be a leader of all people. I've worked with people from different backgrounds and different abilities, disabilities, so I'll continue to do that as mayor, representing everyone.
And you also, working both sides, you really got a prime view of, you know, the different issues that we're having.
Right.
Speaking of that, what do you think are our biggest issues right now as a community?
One has to do with overbuilding. One has to do with a lack of planning and a clear vision. And 3, one has to do with protection. So those are the major areas that I see, and I will work on those with everyone as mayor of the city of Charleston.
So you mentioned overbuilding. So how do you plan, you know, preserving history? Obviously, that's one of the beautiful things about Charleston is the history, but we are growing, and growth is good. But how do you plan to preserve the history and foster the growth with this overbuilding?
Preservation is super important, and it's so important to my campaign. Preservation of our history, our true history, the good and the bad, enslaved people, Native people, everyone that was a part of Charleston that made Charleston. So preservation of that, preservation of our historic buildings and our homes, preservation of our charm and respect. So with overbuilding, growth is good, yet one does not have to build up. One can use what we already have. So height restrictions are super important for me to make sure that that one can always see the rivers wherever they are, and that buildings and homes that have been here for 100 years, they're not overshadowed by a 20-story building. So with that growth, there needs to be a plan, a clear plan. And so that's what I will work with city council, with neighborhood associations, with neighbors, in order to show that we have a clear plan, a vision moving forward.
And something I want to highlight, on your website, you have Charleston deserves a leader, and this part's underlined. It says, who connects with all people and who will develop a clear plan. We talked about the clear plan. How do you plan to connect with the community?
That's what I've been doing all of my life. As an attorney, as a law professor, I've been teaching at Charleston School of Law since 2009. I've been working with students, middle school, high schools, all of my life. And so that connection is super important. I always welcome everyone to the table and listen, because we can invite people in, but if we don't listen, then we aren't doing all that we can do. One thing I want to do, that I will do, is have a Mayor's Task Advisory Committee, and that will have representatives, volunteers from all the different areas of the city, because our city, as you know, is Peninsula, Johns Island, parts of James Island, west of the Ashley, and Daniel Island. So representatives from all of those areas that will be a part of my committee and letting me know what is going on in those particular areas. And then reaching out to everyone, even those who aren't a part of neighborhood associations, going to neighborhood association meetings, walking around the neighborhoods. And I also will encourage and make sure our police are in all neighborhoods. They're walking around, riding their bicycles, talking, establishing that trust. And I'm going to be there too. I'm going to be visible.
Do you feel like we need an increase in police presence?
Yes, we do. All across our city, not just in one concentrated area. I want our police to work with everyone, to be out there helping them, showing them, I protect you as a police officer. And as an attorney, former prosecutor, current attorney, I've worked with police officers, and I always tell them, treat people with respect. And that's what I will make sure that our city police continue to do.
And so where can our viewers go to support you and find out about any events or fundraisers you have?
Go to the website, www.Gammons for Mayor, _COM. Go to the website, and then also send me a message, gammonsformayor@gmail.com. They can send me a message, and I would just love to speak with people. Send me a message, check out the website, and I need everyone's vote.
Absolutely,
on November
Debra.
7th.
Well, thank you so much for joining us today, and we'll put all the information down below.
Thank you.
We're back after this.